Okay, so the next menstrual products I want to review are some reusable external menstrual products. So I have a couple here. I have reusable menstrual pads and then underwear, period underwear, right? So these aren't any name brand. These are just basic things that you can find on Amazon. And they're kind of the, unbranded, cheap equivalent to maybe some of the more expensive things you can find out there. So, I mean, what's the draw in general to reusable products like this? Well, really, it's that you're able to avoid spending money pretty consistently monthly, right, on menstrual products. You're able to just wash and reuse. I personally wanted to try to use these because I have an adhesive allergy, and I was having a super hard time with wearing a pad or panty liner to avoid any leakage, right? So I was just constantly feeling like I was getting skin irritation. They're not very breathable and just not comfortable. So that's why I first got these guys, right? So there's different sizes, different lengths, but basically you just button, snap, hook them on around your underwear. And this is gonna be what's absorbing menstrual fluid throughout the day. And then you unhook it, put it in the wash, and put another one on. So most of them come in like a 3, 5, 6 pack. You're not buying them one off, you're buying a few of them, and this is kind of your rotated pairs or sets. I really liked that these disposable pads stay in place. That's just super nice to not have to worry about your internal product, right? Like a menstrual cup, a menstrual disc, a tampon shifting, getting out of place, the discomfort that they cause. So this is a very, very, very comfortable kind of secure option. It is kind of bulky and thick though, so if you're someone that's like playing a sport and running around, it might just not be very breathable and comfortable in that sense. More breathable than a pad with adhesive on it, right? But you know, it's not the same as just being able to insert an internal menstrual product and then not worry about it. It also is super transportable, so you can like roll these things up, right, and keep them in your bag, and they're pretty low key here. However, if you're changing it out in public, like what are you supposed to do with this? You have a little baggie, I guess, that you carry in your purse where you put your dirty menstrual pad and then have to bring it home to wash it. So if you're, you know, going out for 12-hour work shifts, this may be something that's just like, I don't want to carry this around. In my opinion, it's comparable to cloth diapers, right? So with your baby, it's great to be sustainable and environmentally minded, and you probably save money, but also you have to deal with cleaning cloth diapers. So the convenience of something disposable is definitely challenged here, where you're just really gonna have a kind of a messy, gross situation. Gross factor is another con, right? So it's not like super absorptive, so there's a lot of menstrual fluid that just kind of sits on it. And so you may feel kind of it just may feel messy compared to other internal products, right? And you do have to then clean it. I recommend you rinse it in the sink. You're cleaning off most of that before you put it in the washing machine. Very similarly, period underwear, right? So these are just regular cotton underwear that have a super thick lining here in the crotch and then up across kind of the back, across the buttock part. And that is meant to avoid, when you're shifting around, moving around, having any leakage. So I believe that the period underwear is actually very comparable to the reusable menstrual pads, but without the inconvenience of having to like snap this on, carry it around with you. So you would just wear this pair of underwear and it would be absorbing most of that menstrual fluid. For me, for I think a lot of women, this isn't going to absorb enough for you to wear it most of the day. It's kind of a good backup. That's how I personally use the period underwear. I'm using some sort of internal menstrual product, and then I'm wearing the period underwear as a backup to avoid any leakage. That way I feel like it's absorbing anything where I'm like shifting and moving and might be leaking, but I'm also not relying on this, thick cotton to just be absorbing all that menstrual fluid throughout a whole day of menstruating. If you're having heavy, very heavy or moderate days of bleeding, it's just not gonna do enough for you, for most women. The other really good thing about the period underwear is that and about the menstrual pads, is that these are both really good options for unusual bleeding, postpartum bleeding. You should not be using any sort of internal product. You should not be wearing tampons. You should not be wearing a menstrual cup, a menstrual disc. You're just increasing that risk of infection by inserting. You're not allowing that tissue to heal, especially after a vaginal delivery. And so these are both really good options for absorbing any sort of unusual bleeding when you're on pelvic rest and you're not wanting any internal product. Similarly, if you're someone that doesn't tolerate internal products, like if you have chronic pelvic pain and you're just never comfortable with inserting a tampon and it always feels painful and irritating or crampy, these are really good options for you because it's all external and they're a pretty good alternative to a disposable pad. So in summary, good alternative for external products, very comfortable and absorptive. The problem is just that you can't dispose of it when you're out and about, and it may not be enough for you to menstruate all day in and feel comfortable. So this may be something that's great for when you're around the house, when you have access to a bathroom, when you have a few pairs on hand and you can change them. They may be good options for at night just to avoid any additional leakage. Or if you're super active during the day and you want to wear an internal product and then wear these as a backup. Okay, thank you.